Economy message from President Erdoğan. We have full confidence in Mehmet Simsek for days before the local elections. President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan's election campaigns continue. Continuing to criticize the opposition. President Erdoğan reacted by saying, "They put the will of my Kurdish brothers and sisters on the market." Erdoğan also gave remarkable anti-terror messages and said, "Our door is closed to both terrorists and those who play politics on the agenda of terrorism." He underlined that Turkey has paid the price of terrorism for 40 years and said, "We will not tolerate this for another 40 years." In his second stop in Batman, President Erdoğan said that they have established a strong staff consisting of competent names in the economy and said, "I have full confidence in Mehmet Şimşek in this regard. As of the second half of the year, we will see the positive reflections of the economic program we have implemented more clearly." President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan made statements at his party's meeting in Diyarbakir Station Square. Continuing to criticize the opposition, President Erdoğan said, "They formed a dirty alliance under the name of urban consensus. Where are the suitcases of money coming from? And where are they going? The DM, whose only capital is your votes, has put the will of my Kurdish brothers and sisters on the market." He stated that there is no politics of service and works in the bargain. Erdoğan also gave remarkable anti-terror messages. "We have made the PKK unable to move or carry out actions within our borders, and we are taking control beyond our borders step by step." President Erdoğan said Turkey has paid the price of terrorism for 40 years, and we will not tolerate it for another 40 years. Erdoğan's statements are as follows. 70,000 people are in the area today. No one will be able to break this brotherhood. In the elections held in May, we did not reach the desired vote rates both in the parliamentary and presidential elections. I believe that the results of the elections did not satisfy you either. If 28.5% of the votes were for this brother in Diyarbakir and 71.5% for the CHP candidate, the current representative of one-party fascism, we must stop and think about it. Isn't it clear what project those who are using the will of the people of Diyarbakir as a strut for the CHP candidate are a part of? They formed a dirty alliance under the name of City Consensus. Where the suitcases of money come from and where they go. DM, whose only capital is your votes, has put the will of my Kurdish brothers and sisters on the market. There is no work and service in this bargain. He doesn't deserve to be ignored like this. Those who do not like his reforms and make a fuss are silent on the statements of CHP leaders that reek of fascism, with the promise of liberating you from the oppression of the Agas, sheiks, overlords, and the state. They have mortgaged your votes with democratic politics. My Kurdish brothers and sisters do not deserve to be insulted and ignored in this way. Didn't Diyarbakir see peace, freedom, investment, and service under the AK party while they were making literature about Diyarbakir prison? Didn't we transform it into a museum and cultural center worthy of our city while they were practicing blood politics by bringing a funeral out of every house? Didn't we struggle to keep our children alive, to connect them to life through education and health? Let's build together. Let's build the Turkish century together. The difference between the AK party and the others is so clear that I don't need to explain it. Message on fight against terrorism. We have made the PKK unable to move or carry out actions within our borders, and we are taking control beyond our borders step by step. We have made the PKK unable to move or carry out actions within our borders, and we are taking control beyond our borders step by step. While most of the countries around us are writhing in a circle of blood and fire, we have never and will never give in to those who attempt to disrupt our security and peace. When we defend our national interests, Whoever we stand on the tail of immediately sides with the PKK. Politics is done to serve the nation, to find solutions to the country's problems through dialogue. We sit and talk with everyone who has a free mind, a free conscience, and a good morality. We sit and talk with anyone who does not act as a puppet for imperialists. We sit and talk with everyone who distances themselves from all forms of terrorism. We will sit and talk with anyone who respects the unity of our nation, the integrity of our homeland, and the survival of our state. We will sit and talk with anyone who will rejoice in the achievements of countries. We will talk to anyone who wants to walk the road in the Turkish century. We are ready to talk about everything with everyone. However, our door is closed to terrorists and those who play politics on the terrorist agenda. If something is to be done for the peace of 85 million people, it must be done now. Turkey has paid the price of terrorism for 40 years. We will not tolerate it for another 40 years. They market hope to our Kurdish brothers and sisters. I am following the game they are staging to turn our Kurdish brothers and sisters into the appetizer of this distorted politics. They shamelessly market the CHP, which has stood against us to block every democratic step we have taken in the last 21 years as a hope for our Kurdish brothers and sisters. There cannot be a party whose list of deputies, mayoral candidates, council members, and headquarters management list is determined by the terrorist organization. We believe that there is no longer any way to go with those who bring every marginalized ideology in Istanbul and make them the bosses of my Kurdish brothers and sisters. March 31st will be the turning point where our Kurdish brothers and sisters will get rid of all their interference and decide the future of themselves and their cities with their free will.